Hey man, how are you guys doing today? I am smoking, on fire. Cannot even believe the opportunity that's in front of us with what's going on with our websites and the way we're designing right now. Here's some really cool information that I want to share with you. It's about your rituals and your habits, and I just want to share an experience that I had this morning. I was driving to work like I do every day, and for the last couple of months, the road that I normally pull into, the main street, it's called King Street here in St. Augustine. I generally make a right onto King Street, and that takes me to the center of the business district. And I park in the parking lot, and I go up to my building. Well, they've been doing some construction on King Street, so I haven't been able to drive down King Street. So I have to pass King Street and literally go around and enter the business district from behind. Not a big deal, but it takes me about 15, 20 blocks out of my way. Very pretty drive as well. It's tree-lined streets. It's really cool. And I would notice things as I'm driving that I hadn't noticed before. Here's the interesting part. About a month ago, they finished the construction on King Street. Yet every day, I still pass that and make my right and go around the town. Why do I do that? It only took a few weeks to habitualize or to create a new ritual. And it's this ritual that is now determining my direction. Isn't that interesting? The ritual is determining my direction. And the ritual started, the habit started based on necessity, based on the fact that I couldn't go anywhere else. The reason I bring this up to you is because our life is full of these little rituals that we are completely unaware of. And these little rituals determine the huge outcome of our lives. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying, are we aware of the rich rituals that are surrounding our lives on a day-to-day basis? Something as small as the direction you drive to go to work. Could it be faster? Could it be simpler? Could it be more expressive? Could it be more enjoyable? These are the little factors that we generally don't look at in our lives that I think really would add a lot of vibrancy to what we do on a regular basis. And when we apply that to business, my question is this: is your business designed around a series of rituals that you're completely unaware of? What's the first thing you do in the morning? Is it check your emails? Well, which emails do you check first? Why do you check your emails? Is the first thing that you do in the morning to set up your day? Why do you do that? Do you wake up and go and have a very particular routine? And are there any adjustments in that routine that you could make that if you stuck with these adjustments for the next 30 or 60 days, they would then become a new ritual which would help you achieve what you're looking for? Really interesting stuff to me. I can't believe I got caught up in my own rituals. I can't believe that I no longer make the turn. Here's another way I apply it to business. And this is really important. And I recognized it about 25 years ago when we were building our first salon. I knew that it took roughly 4 to 6 haircuts before a client was actually a client. Prior to that, they were labeled in my mind, they were a visitor. They were a customer, but they hadn't turned into a client yet. Here's why. Because they hadn't gotten into the ritual. They hadn't experienced the ritual of coming to my location over an elongated period of time. So they could still go back, right? They could still go back to what they were doing. So what we would do is something that my competitors really didn't understand, but I'm going to share it with you. What I would do is I would make sure that every single day I was creating something to drive traffic to make sure that those people had no other choice than to come to me. Dunkin' Donuts is famous for it. You can't go to any city in the United States of America and not find a free cup of coffee and a free donut coupon somewhere in that town for Dunkin' Donuts. They understand that if they can get you to move to them, to habitualize yourself to stopping there every morning for your coffee and for your donut. They don't care how many free donuts and coffee they give you because they know that you're going to do it for 52 weeks. So what do they care if they lose the first 5 weeks? It was only 10%, not even, maybe 8. See, what we used to do is we would just set up something where we would do your touch-ups, which is my favorite because everybody's habitualized the color. And if you can get somebody to come in every 4 weeks from a competitor, well, then you have a competitive advantage. So what I love to do is, you know what? Give away the color for 6 times. What's the difference? If you gave away the color and a tube of color cost you $12, just for the sake of argument, and you did it 5 times, it would cost you $60 to acquire that client plus the labor. Well, if you multiplied that over the 150 clients necessary to have a following for your stylists, 60 multiplied by 100 is 6,000. Okay, so we're talking about $9,000 to acquire a complete clientele that is habitualized to your location within 6 months. When people ask me, how do I change the topic, how do I change the outcome of my business? There's a reason that we grew 30 to 40% annually for 6-7 years in a row. It's a numbers game. Simple as that. Once you have all the pieces, once you have the passion, the great artistic drive, the beautiful environment, if you don't understand the business of getting people in, if you don't understand why people make those decisions, they don't make the decisions because you have a pretty place. They don't make those decisions because you have a nice staff, or you out-service people, or you make it prettier, or you out-educate other hairdressers. That's not why they come. They come because you've habitualized them. Those are all the outcomes necessary. Those are all the components necessary, but the driving factor to get people in the door is to make them change their habits. My question to you is, what are you doing to make people change their habits long term? If you're doing that, then you have a shot at getting it to the next level. I just wanted to share that with you this morning. I just had an aha moment, and I said, you know what? You guys need to know this. You guys need to practice this. You guys need to be in the habit of doing it every single day. I really, really appreciate your time. I'm stoked. You got to get to Let's Talk About Your Hair. The site is rocking cool, and we've done so many things. I'm really excited. I can't wait to talk to you guys again. Create really strong habits and rituals. Thanks, mate.